This all started off as a drum build retreat where we would try to use the parts of the drum as metaphors for life. Originally it was going to be for men, but we realized this type of drum might appeal more to young people. We knew that it had to be a drum that could be built in a reasonable amount of time. And as we wrote reflections for each of the parts of the drum build, taking the wood strips and thinking about what they metaphorically could mean, and taking the drum skin and what that means, and the fact that you have to soak it for it to become useful and pliable and stretchable and all those things, we came up with reflections. As we read what we wrote, we realized it was more than a retreat. It was a potential rites of passage. We got the sense that we're participating in maybe something a little bit bigger than just ourselves.
The idea of manhood is always growing, should be growing and maturing and changing, and drawing us nearer to a place where we become wise and we become generative as we age in that manhood. And a lot of times discussing what we thought manhood meant, what we thought being the male meant, and what we thought it didn't mean, and how we could try to create something concrete that would help the boys find their way to intentionally begin the journey that their bodies are already on. So their bodies are already telling them they're changing. So we'd like to get that in there, not only in their bodies, but in their minds and their souls too at the same time. Have them understand they have an inner world, an inner life that they need to be engaged in and are conscious of, and it needs to change. So at 16, the kind of man that I am should be different than when I'm 30. I should not be the same as I was at 16. And when I'm 45, I should not be the same as I was 30.
There's an African proverb that says, if the youth of the village are not initiated, they will burn down the village. A friend of mine, after hearing me share that with him, said, actually, they should burn down the village because they haven't really been taught that which they need in order to become nurturing and whole adults, elders in the world.
Part of the rites grew out of that need that we saw, that we were beginning to see in ourselves and in our country, and this need to have a transition from where the boy knows that he's moving intentionally from the place of boy to the place of man, and that we men are responsible to help them to find their way through that, on that journey that we have not in this country, especially maybe in the Western world altogether, that we have not taken responsibility for that. We just let young men try to find their way on their own.
We believe that time in nature is critical to this process of learning and seeing ourselves outside of, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. This time where image is everything. To go in nature and to spend time in nature is just a gift. It's a joy where you don't have to be anything other than what you are. There's no pretense. So these sessions and times that the youth are given in nature seem to be very profoundly powerful for them. At least that's the feedback we've been getting. And to spend time in nature and to somehow try to hear what nature is trying to share with us, and to just be there with the breeze hitting us in the face or the sun beating on our neck. That's powerful stuff. And culture, community just doesn't realize the potential impact that it has on our psyches. So again, we hope you'll give this Youth Rites strong consideration. We believe it'll be time well spent.